Here are the top stories for today, January 29, 2020. The Health Department reiterates there is no confirmed case yet of NCOV in the Philippines. Police arrest another suspect at large in the 2009 Maguindanao massacre. 2016 Olympic silver medalist Hidilyn Diaz rules the weightlifting World Cup in Italy. And a poor town in Samar is gearing up to become the next tourist destination in the country. Good day, I'm William Theo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. While the country has no confirmed cases yet of the 2019 novel coronavirus, the Department of Health on Tuesday said 23 persons are under investigation for manifesting flu-like symptoms. Health Secretary Francisco Duque III said the agency is awaiting the screening results for 13 persons under investigation from the Research Institute for Tropical Medicine for confirmation from the Victorian Infectious Disease Reference Laboratory in Australia. Meanwhile, Health Undersecretary Eric Domingo said 4 of them have already been discharged. Domingo said all those under surveillance are foreign nationals located in Metro Manila, Western Visayas, Central Visayas, Mimaropa, Eastern Visayas, and Northern Mindanao. Duque meanwhile reiterated that there is still no confirmed case of NCOV in the country. Malacanang on Tuesday discouraged Filipinos from traveling to China where the new deadly virus originated. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo warned that Filipinos who want to visit China might only expose themselves to the 2019 NCOV. The 2019 NCOV outbreak, which began in the central Chinese city of Wuhan, has infected over 4,000 people in China and killed more than 100 others. Confirmed cases of the new coronavirus strain have also been reported in Thailand, Vietnam, Singapore, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Nepal, the United States, United Arab Emirates, and Canada. Common symptoms of the new coronavirus include fever, coughing, breathing difficulties. He said the palace has also thoroughly studied the possible repatriation of Filipinos from Wuhan, citing possible risks of entry of the fatal virus in the Philippines upon their return. He, however, clarified that the decision would be based on the recommendation of the DOH and the WHO.
But we must consider the health issue.
Yes, sir.
On the spread. Ano bang mas makakabuti?
Yes, sir.
It'll stay there for a while until the crisis is over, or we'll get them and bring them here and open the possibility of spreading it here. Kung kukunin din natin at papapasukin dito, baka naman mag-spread naman dito sa atin. So, we have to be very cautious.
Meanwhile, 2 chartered flights are on standby to evacuate Filipinos from Hubei province who wish to return home amid the 2019 novel coronavirus outbreak in China. In his official Twitter account, Foreign Affairs Undersecretary Brigido Dulay said Secretary Teodoro Locsin Jr. directed our consulate in Shanghai, China, to immediately start processing Filipinos in Hubei province who wish to be repatriated to the Philippines. 2 private charter airlines are on standby to fly to Hubei to bring Filipinos back home upon clearance by Chinese authorities. Dulay said those who will be repatriated are required to undergo quarantine period upon their arrival. Filipinos who want to avail of the special flights from Hubei to the Philippines are advised to contact the Philippine Consulate General in Shanghai at country code 86-21 6281-8020 or country code 86-1391-747-7112 or via email at shanghai.pcg@dfa.gov.ph or shanghai.pcg hotmail.com. During emergency situations, Filipinos in Hubei may also contact any of the two 24-hour hotlines established by the China Ministry of Foreign Affairs at 8627-8712-2256 and 8627-8781-1173. Malacanang expressed concern about the rising number of prostitution dens linked to pogos, and the Justice Department will convene to tackle the scrapping of BFA. More on these from Benj Bondo.
Malacanang on Tuesday expressed concern on the proliferation of Chinese prostitution dens catering to Philippine offshore gaming operators or POGOs. According to presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo, those who are responsible for the operations of the prostitution rings in the country will be held accountable. The Philippine National Police is being eyed as the lead agency to investigate this matter. Meanwhile, Justice Secretary Minardo Guevara said the Cabinet Cluster on Security, Justice, and Peace will still meet on Friday to deliberate and make recommendations on how best to implement the termination of the Visiting Forces Agreement between the Philippines and the United States. Duterte earlier warned the U.S. government that he will scrap the agreement if the cancellation of Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa's visa is not rectified within a month. In other news, the House of Representatives on Tuesday approved on second reading a measure institutionalizing values education in the curriculum by incorporating good manners and right conduct as a subject in kindergarten up to grade 3. The bill seeks to institutionalize GMRC as part of the ESP curriculum of the Department of Education's K-12 program. House Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano pushed for the passage of the bill to strengthen the Filipinos' common core values and inculcate universally acceptable moral standards. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Benj Bondo.
Still to come, police arrest another suspect at large in the 2009 Maguindanao massacre. And drug offenders in South Cotabato are now undergoing reformation program. More on these when the PNA Newsroom continues.
Ito ang Duterte on Duty. Ulat sa ginagawa ng Presidente.
January 4, Sabado, Quezon City. Dumalo si Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte sa Change of Command Ceremony ng Armed Forces of the Philippines. January 6, Lunes, Malacanang. Pinirmahan ng Pangulo ang 2020 General Appropriations Act o ang 4.1 trillion national budget para sa taong 2020. Pinangunahan niya ang 45th Cabinet Meeting na ginanap sa Aguinaldo State Dining Room. January 7, Martes, Malacanang. Iginawad ni Pangulong Duterte ang Order of National Scientist Award kay Dr. Emil Javier bilang pagkilala sa natatanging kontribusyon nito sa larangan ng siyensya at teknolohiya.
The whole nation owes its deepest gratitude to Dr. Javier for his promising contributions to the scientific community, particularly in tropical agriculture research and copra production. Your leadership at the Institute of Plant Breeding advanced the production of high-yielding crops and disease-resistant varieties in the Philippines and in Asia, paving the way to better nourishment and improved quality of life for our people.
Sa isang interview ay sinabi ng Pangulo na nagpadala na siya ng opisyal upang siguruhin ang kaligtasan ng mga Pinoy sa Middle East sa gitna ng namumuong tensyon sa rehiyon.
I have sent Secretary Mamao is a Maranao, is a cabinet member. I've sent him to both Tehran and in Baghdad, if we can make it, to talk to the leaders about the plight of the Filipino workers.
Pinulong niya ang mga opisyal ng Philippine Fiber Industry Development Authority at National Irrigation Administration. January 8, Miyerkules, Malacanang. Pinanumpa ng Pangulo ang mga bagong talagang government officials. Nanumpa rin si newly appointed Supreme Court Associate Justice Samuel Garland. January 10, Biyernes, Pigkawayan, Cotabato. Pinangunahan ni Pangulong Duterte ang pamamahagi ng 58 million pesos agricultural assistance para sa mga magsasaka sa Region 12. Ako po si Secretary Martin Andanar at ito ang Duterte on Duty. Abangan sa susunod na linggo ang mga gagawin ng Pangulo.
You're still watching the PNA Newsroom. Communications Secretary Martin Andanar on Tuesday said the Philippines' lower ranking in the Corruption Perceptions Index last year will serve as a motivation for the government to improve in its efforts to curb corruption. This after the Philippines fell by 40 notches in the 2019 CPI, ranking 113th out of 180 countries from 99th in 2018. The Philippines got a score of 34 on a scale of 0 to 100, where 0 is highly corrupt and 100 is very clean. In a statement, Andanar said, "We may have hit a roadblock on our anti-corruption drive. However, we will still use this as a motivation for us to further improve the initiatives in our fight against corruption." Andanar also dismissed a January 24 article published by Forbes which claims the Philippines is now more corrupt under the Duterte administration. He said it is malicious, poorly researched, and distorted. He further said the article was meant to discredit and undermine the efforts and initiatives of the Duterte administration in curbing corruption. Citing other rankings, Andanar said the Philippines has improved and placed 95th in the World Bank 2020 Ease of Doing Business and 3rd in CEO World 2019 Countries Best to Invest and Do Business. He also pointed out that the country achieved a 4.5% unemployment rate in December 2019, the lowest on record since 2005, and lifted 5.9 million Filipinos out of poverty as it dropped to a 14-year low in October. Police have arrested another suspect in the 2009 Maguindanao massacre at the boundary of Sultan Kudarat and Maguindanao provinces on Monday. The Regional Mobile Force Battalion operative swooped down on the safe house of PO1 Swari Ismail Pagabangan alias PO1 Alfie Pagabangan to serve the warrant of arrest for murder against him. Pagabangan carries a 300,000 peso bounty for his alleged involvement in the November 23, 2009 massacre where 58 persons were killed, 32 of whom were journalists and media workers. Pagabangan will be turned over soon to the sala of Judge Jocelyn Solis Reyes of the Quezon City Regional Trial Court branch that has jurisdiction over the said case. The Philippine National Police has vowed to get some 80 massacre suspects who remain at large following the promulgation of the case in December last year. And in our business news, the Philippines has expressed interest to enhance trade and investment relations with East Asian economies and Chile at the sidelines of the 50th World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Trade Secretary Ramon Lopez held bilateral talks with trade ministers of Japan, South Korea, and Chile, as well as Hong Kong's Secretary for Commerce and Economic Development Edward Yao last week. Lopez attended the 50th WEF as well as the World Trade Organization related ministerial meetings from January 21st to 24. The Trade Secretary put forward agendas such as technologies in trade, investment facilitation, e-commerce, and agriculture during the forum. In the WTO-related ministerial meetings, he announced that the Philippines is joining the 98 WTO members in negotiations through the Joint Initiative on Investment Facilitation for Development. This aims to craft new WTO rules to boost investment flows worldwide. The Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency and the provincial government of South Cotabato have enlisted an initial 46 drug offenders into the flagship Balay Silangan Reformation Program. PNA Region 12 said Tuesday the recipients are undergoing various interventions at the Balay Silangan Reformatory Center in Purok A, Barangay Poblacion in Tupi Town. The initial clients are composed of former detainees of the South Cotabato Rehabilitation and Detention Center and the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology District Jail. The 3-month program covers a range of interventions such as continuing education skills and livelihood training, health awareness activities, psychological, spiritual, physical activities, moral recovery, and values formation. South Cotabato Governor Reynaldo Tamayo said the facility is a huge help to the local government as it will no longer need to send drug offenders to Cagayan de Oro City to undergo reformation. Tamayo said it will also help decongest the provincial jail, which currently has over 1,600 detainees. The Department of Health and other local government units have launched individual steps to monitor and prevent the spread of the novel coronavirus in the regions. More on this from Janice Cabe.
The Department of Health Central Luzon Center for Health Development has denied reports that there were 2 suspected cases of the 2019 novel coronavirus admitted at the Angeles University Foundation Medical Center in Pampanga. The DOH said the illness of the 2 patients could be categorized as sudden acute respiratory infection and not the new strain of coronavirus. The DOH called on the public to be responsible in using social media and to refrain from sharing unverified information on coronavirus. In Negros Oriental, the provincial government is putting in place contingency measures to prevent the entry of the NCOV and handle it in case it reaches the province. The Provincial Health Office encourages everyone to report and refer to authorities symptoms of the 2019 NCOV as well as potential exposure to respiratory diseases. Surveillance and monitoring include persons who have a history of travel to Wuhan, China, where the novel coronavirus is said to have originated. Meanwhile, the Center for the Health Development of DOH Western Visayas has raised the Code White Alert to strengthen its preparations against the NCOV. Health authorities met Tuesday afternoon with infectious disease specialists to discuss issuing local and regional advisories and guidelines. Health facilities identified by provinces where persons under investigation will be admitted or observed will also be assessed for preparedness. In General Santos City, the city government has advised residents, especially those who recently traveled to China, to take the necessary precautions in line with the global threat on the spread of the deadly virus. As of Tuesday, there are no confirmed cases of 2019 NCOV in General Santos City. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cabe.
Up next, 2016 Olympic silver medalist Hidilyn Diaz rules the weightlifting World Cup in Italy. And a poor town in Samar is gearing up to become the next tourist destination in the country. The PNA Newsroom returns after these reminders.
February 14, 1999 was my very first attempt. Itong last rehab ko, after I broke up with my most recent girlfriend, talagang rock bottom ako. Naranasan ko na sa tulay ako natutulog. Kailangan sa aming mga nagkaroon ng active addiction, gradual yung reintegration sa society. Kasi malayong-malayo na kami sa realidad ng society. So para sa akin, bilib ako sa presidente kasi hindi lang ako ang nakikinabang ngayon. Dahil sa ginagawa ng presidente, namumulat ang tao tungkol sa problema ng addiction sa Pilipinas.
The government of Switzerland donated on Tuesday 200,000 Swiss francs or 10.5 million pesos to the victims of Typhoon Ursula that barreled through the Philippines in December last year. Swiss Ambassador Elaine Gashen officially turned over Switzerland's recent contribution to the Philippine Red Cross through its chairman and CEO, Senator Richard Gordon. Gashen said the work of the Philippine Red Cross is instrumental in helping those affected by calamities to get back on their feet and start anew. A report from the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council states Ursula has killed a total of 57 people and injured over 300 others. The agency has pegged at over 700,000 the number of families affected by the deadly cyclone that battered Mimaropa, as well as the eastern and western Visayas. And in sports, Hidilyn Diaz took flight in Rome and ruled the women's 55-kilogram event in the weightlifting World Cup on Tuesday. The 2016 Olympic silver medalist swept the 3 golds at stake in her division by winning the snatch, the clean and jerk, and the overall categories. Diaz lifted 93 kilograms in the snatch and 119 in the clean and jerk for a total of 212 kilograms, more than enough to take home the golds. Diaz was the only weightlifter in the field who reached the 200-kilogram mark in the total weight, as overall silver medalist Kamila Konotop of Ukraine only lifted a total of 196 kilograms. Nuha Landulsi of Tunisia took the bronze in the overall category with a total of 194 kilograms. Diaz is looking to make a return in the Olympics this year, and this win will give her a major boost in her bid. The local government of Maguindanao, Samar is banking on tourism to change their image from a conflict-stricken and poverty-ravaged area into a developed town. Mayor Aran Boller said on Monday the local government will launch on February 28 their tourism program that will promote the town's natural wonders, which are unknown to many. He urged residents to join competitions that will showcase their best delicacies, handicraft dishes, or cuisine. He also cited the local tourism branding contest, which the local government launched on Monday. Aside from foods and handicraft, the town also boasts of its natural attractions, such as the Sulpan Cave, Cathedral Cave, and a number of waterfalls. Boller said, however, that the campaign will not prosper if insurgency and criminality will continue to threaten local development efforts. At least 5 of the town's 20 villages have sightings of New People's Army rebels. In continuing efforts to solve the city's garbage disposal problem, the local government of Dumaguetes plan to establish additional materials recovery facilities which will help barangays segregate their wastes. Rom Dulfo has the story.
The Dumaguete City Government, through its Environment and Natural Resources Office, is looking at establishing additional materials recovery facilities in the barangays to help address the growing problem of garbage disposal in the city. The mayor is appealing for the barangays to establish their own MRFs with the possibility of funding their construction to ensure a more sustainable solid waste management program. Mayor Felipe Antonio Remolio has already started the implementation of the safe closure and rehabilitation plan of the Candao-I dump site as approved by the DENR, according to City Public Information Officer Demsre Demicilio. The central MRF, where residual wastes from the barangay MRFs will be brought, is also complete, while the city is also preparing for the construction and establishment of a sanitary landfill currently being reviewed by the DENR. The barangays that are operating their own MRFs are Hunob, Piapi, Bantayan, Kalindagan, and Look. 2 others in Candao-I and Kamanhak will soon have their MRFs operational. The non-government group War on Waste Negros Oriental, the proponent of the Zero Waste Cities Dumaguete project, has initiated the MRFs with some funding in the barangays of Look, Piapi, and Bantayan. Clustering of barangays for a shared MRF for those who do not have spare land is also being recommended. Republic Act 9003, or the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2003, mandates all barangays to enforce the directive for residents to segregate their trash and practice the principles of reduce, reuse, and recycle. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Rom Dulfo.
Let's take another look at today's biggest stories. The Health Department reiterates there is no confirmed case yet of NCOV in the Philippines. Police arrest another suspect at large in the 2009 Maguindanao massacre. 2016 Olympic silver medalist Hidilyn Diaz rules the weightlifting World Cup in Italy. And a poor town in Samar is gearing up to become the next tourist destination in the country. Thank you for watching another episode of the PNA Newsroom. To check more news content, check our webpage or head onto the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. For more stories about the government and how it serves Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. We are shown on the pages of the PCOO and its attached agencies. Also, watch us on television on PTV4 and IBC 13. And that's your daily dose of the biggest stories that you need to know from the PNA Newsroom. I am William Theo. Good day.